Welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. My other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Before we dig into anything, though, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. The pod is really growing on YouTube. And be sure to drop some comments below. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, just looking over that 49ers Seahawks game really quick, something that stood out to me is a lot of the players hitting their overs for the 49ers offense. And we did hit our diamond pick of the week for the fifth week in a row. So how many units are we up on the season?
We are up 7.5 now.
So make sure you guys subscribe because every Saturday before the game, we are giving out the best 49ers picks. But yeah, a lot of players going hitting the overs, way over for McCaffrey on rushing yards. Debo doing his thing, Ayuk doing his thing. This offense, is it one of the best in the league right now? Is Purdy gonna win the MVP?
It's Purdy is in the conversation of top 5 QBs in the league right now. So let's not get that twisted. He is in that. But I would say it's kind of Dak Prescott's to lose because he does have a lot of big games coming up over the course of the rest of the season. And really the only big game left for Brock Purdy is the Ravens game. And so, I mean, obviously he is in the running. If we had just the, call it quits today, the season ended, I would say Brock Purdy is the, MVP of the NFL. But we've got to play out the rest of the season. There's a lot of big games on the Cowboys schedule, only one big left on the Ravens schedule. But I mean, who's to say the Cowboys actually win a good majority of those games? So I think Brock Purdy will end up being the MVP, but Dak Prescott has a real chance to prove himself. And anyone saying he's a check down merchant, you're not watching the games.
Yeah, we're not going to go through all the fucking stats and go over, the stats are out there. If you really hate Brock Purdy and you're trying to say that he just fucking check down Charlie and he doesn't throw downfield, all you have to do is go to X or Instagram and see that people are posting the stats. He clearly pushes the ball downfield. He's one of the best downfield quarterbacks right now this year, and he's put together a good resume. So just because he was last pick doesn't mean he can't be the MVP.
And he's dynamic. Even his receivers are yeah, we've seen him throw dot after dot after dot. We were actually at the game, and we seen the Debo throw coming, and we're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. And he throws it over the top, and it was just perfect. It was just on a line. The lady behind me was like, Purdy shooting ropes. And I'm like, I don't think that's what you mean. I don't think that means what you think it does. But yeah, he is shooting ropes. But no, honestly, he looks good. And he even said after the game that he feels stronger than he did pre-surgery. So that's, he is more mobile than people think. He is a better decision maker than people thought coming out of college. And he has a better arm now. He is MVP level quarterback.
Yeah. And this team is just rolling right now. The Seahawks really didn't look like they had a chance throughout this whole game. 49ers were in control, even though it was kind of close. The only downside I have for the 49ers is that punt play didn't count. The run by the punter, that would have been amazing. But other than that, I mean, not really too many bad takeaways from the game. What do you think?
Yeah, only a couple takeaways that were bad were 2 injuries. The Charvarius Ward very early on. We seen it as he was defending DK Metcalf. He immediately went down and was just on a knee for at least another 3 or 4 plays on the sideline. So that's one area of concern. The other area of concern is Javon Hargraves, his hamstring, but both are, I guess, now trending towards playing, which is nice. But we'll see. And once they get back, Eric Armstead, who actually missed this game as well, it's going to be a full-on blitz going against, Lamar Jackson and his Ravens. So get right. Just all you have to do is get a win in Arizona. Then you're playing the Baltimore Ravens in the last big game of the year.
Yeah, it was clear that the game plan was to stop DK, and that kind of stopped the offense. They shut him down, got under skin. he got ejected. So really good of Lenior, Ambry, all these guys to kind of step up, and Ji'Ayir Brown out there looking really good. So I'm feeling a lot better about the secondary that we were having questions about early in the season.
Yeah, and that's one thing. As soon as Ward went down, everybody next to us was like, "Oh shit!" Now it's just going to be the DK show, and they did get it to him a couple more times, but I don't think he had another catch after the first quarter. So the young guys really did step up. Diamador Lenoir, Ambry Thomas are really coming into their own, and everyone was like, "Ji'Ayir Brown is getting a pick this game." Like everyone could kind of feel it, and it ended up happening. I think one, you get these flashes of Drew Lock where it's like, oh, like this guy's actually a starting quarterback. Like he actually looks pretty decent for like a good chunk of the game. And then it's, oh yeah, I'm going to just chuck it deep, and it's like underthrown and it's like a duck. So you just take the good with the bad. He's a backup for a reason. It sucks that they didn't have Geno Smith, but hey, I also don't think it would have made that big of a difference because we've seen them just beat Geno Smith 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Any concern going forward against the Cardinals and Kyler Murray?
No, I think it's an interesting spot for Kyler Murray. I think that he's already proven himself I think he's going to stick around in Arizona. I don't see them jetting him off anywhere. Do you?
No, and this is what I said. They shouldn't have even played him because worst case scenario, they won a couple games. They still, I don't think they would feel amazing about him, but they don't feel bad enough to get rid of him. So now you're stuck in this no man's land, and you just got to keep rolling with him and hope. I mean, he has looked good at times, but is he good enough to win? And are you even in the spot to win with the franchise quarterback? You're not. You got rid of all your talent. So a rebuild would have been the best move, but now you're kind of in the middle of the draft now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think they are going to still be draft position for one of the better wide receivers in this draft. Obviously not Marvin Harrison Jr., but what are the other guys, you know? So is that going to be enough? Probably not, but hey, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Maybe they trade the pick and they get a couple more picks in the later rounds. We'll see, but it is a weird no man's land. There's not a whole lot on that team that you'd feel great about. I mean, you feel great that the coach has been very competitive. The team is still trying hard to even this late in the season. And that's kind of it. Like you don't feel great. Like besides Kyler Murray, you're not like, oh, we're going to build around Kyler Murray and this core of guys. And it's like, you're not. You already know, like, you're going to gut this entire team. It's just like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, they need to add talent. I mean, their defense doesn't have a lot of like foundational players, like you're saying. The offensive line could use some work. The skill players, I don't really believe in. I mean, maybe Connor.
Rondale Moore.
Yeah, but I seen him have some drops here and there. I mean, he's just fast. He's really fast. But yeah, they need more talent all around, and it's going to take more than one offseason to build that around Kyler again. But I think the coach is not that bad. I mean, we thought he was going to be a dud, but he got the guys fighting.
Yeah, man. I think, like, again, that's one thing that he can say is like this team did not give up. Where in the past with Cliff Kingsbury, just last year, we've seen them just completely give up, go to shit multiple years. So, hey, like that's building something in Arizona, and I think you can hang your hat on that. But as far as this week, if I'm the 49ers, what am I worried about, dude? Like, again, they get paid,
run it down their throat,
but just beat the shit out of them. Like, just go out there, run the ball with Mason 1,000 times, and let's just get out of there with a win. That's what good teams do, and that's what a lot of good teams failed to do this weekend.
Yeah, and we'll talk about our predictions for the game and everything during our Diamond Pick on Saturday. So make sure you
be sure to subscribe. Be sure to subscribe. We're hot.
We're winning. We're hot.